into v minus u. Your v is the final velocity, initial velocity. The impulse is defined as the product of force and time. So this is impulse. This is momentum. Impulse is equal to what? Momentum. Can you see? The question now says the physical quantity that has the same dimension as impulse is momentum. Not energy, not surface tension, not pressure. Please take note of that. Question number 9. This one will take us to the measuring instruments. What are those things you can use to take the measurement of a material? And we are going to consider some diagrams. So from there, we are going to calculate the measurement of some material. As you can see, we have the following figure on the board. This diagram represents what we call micrometer screw gauge. And this diagram represents what we call a vernier caliper. These are the instruments you can use to measure the diameter of a material, or the length of a material, rather. I will quickly go to remind you the function of a micrometer screw gauge. Micrometer screw gauge is a material that we can use to measure the diameter, a material with a small diameter, like the diameter of a wire. A small length of wire. We want to know its diameter. You can use micrometer screw gauge to get the measurements or the diameter, the value of the value of the diameter of using micrometer screw gauge. If it is a material like rod, or let's talk something like a simple pendulum bulb, we use vernier caliper, something like rod or pendulum bulb. You use vernier caliper to get the diameter of that one. Okay. The question says determine the reading of these instruments. I will start with figure 1. For figure 1, the micrometer screw gauge is divided into two parts. It has main scale, circular scale. Circular scale, because if you see the material yourself, this side is like a circle. You can turn it, you can wind it, you can turn it. Okay? So you have the main scale, you have the circular scale. The main scale is measured in millimeter. The main scale is measured in millimeter. The circular scale, it has 50 divisions. It is divided into 50 divisions. Okay? One division represents 0.01 millimeter. One division of this circular scale represents 0.01 millimeter. So now, that is, it is the reading of both main scale and circular scale that will give us the total reading of micrometer screw gauge. I'm only reminding you what you have learned. So let's go. The main scale. Look at what we are having here now. This is 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay? Let's take it one by one. Main scale will be equal to, this is 5, 10, 15, 20. We are going to have 20 points. This is point 1, 20.2.3. 20.30 millimeter. Check the circular scale. Okay? The circular scale, you also call it a Vernier scale. Vernier scale, we are going to check if you calculate it from this point. This is 20, 25, 30. Okay? So from this point, this is 20, 25. Where this one coincides with this, automatically we are having what? 25. Okay? We are having 25 for the circular scale. Millimeter. But you remember that this one is into 50 divisions. Okay? What will now be a factor of 1 division? 1 division is equal to 0.01 millimeter. You are adding this one together. Okay? So for Vernier scale or circular scale, it now give you 25. Sorry, we are multiplying. 25 times 0.01. And if you try to analyze that, you are going to have 0.25 millimeter. 0.25 millimeter. 0.25 millimeter. Okay? After you have done that, what will now be the reading of the micrometer screw gauge? What will now be the reading? The reading now will now be equal to, for the main scale, is 20.30 millimeter plus 0.25 millimeter. So altogether, what are we having there? What is going to give you is going to be 20 points. What you are going to have there will be what? You are going to have 20.30 millimeter plus 0.25 will give you 20.55 millimeter. 20.55 millimeter. And that will be the total reading of this micrometer screw gauge. Take note of this. For figure 1, this is the solution. And you can see equations like this in your exam. Main scale, Vernier scale, or circular scale. This one have 50 divisions. 1 division represents 0.01. Whatever you calculate from this side, multiply it with 0.01. By the time we multiply 25 by 0.01, we have 0.25. So what the reading you have from the main scale and the Vernier scale, add this together, will give you the total reading of this instrument. Let's consider figure 2. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So let's consider figure 2. For figure 2, the solution. For figure 2, it also have main scale, circular scale, or Vernier scale. Main scale. For main scale, this is 0, 1, 2, 3. Points 1, 3.1, 3.2, 3.3. 3.30 millimeter. What about the Vernier scale? This is 15, 20. The next one is 30. So how do we calculate this one to get 30 here? This is 20, 22, 4, 6, 8, 30. So this is 22. Yes, this is 22. What will now be the value of 1 division? As I have told you, 1 division is equal to 0.01 millimeter. So for Vernier scale now, will now be equal to 22 times 0.01 millimeter. And what will be the value of that? For 22 times 0.01 millimeter, will give us 0.22 millimeter. Now we are getting the value of Fenner scale and mean scale. So the reading on the instrument will now give us 3.30 millimeter plus 0.22 millimeter. Then we are going to have the total of 3.52 millimeter. 3.30 plus 0.22 will give you 3.52. Now that is the reading. That is the reading for figure 1 and figure 2. Let's quickly move to the vernier caliper. On vernier caliper, let's consider figure 3. You can see the figure here now. This is the figure. Vernier caliper. We have two of them to consider. So let's consider figure 3. And I have told you that vernier caliper is also an instrument that we use to measure the diameter of a rod. We also use it to measure the diameter of something like a bulb, like a pendulum bulb. This vernier caliper is also into two sections. We have the main scale, we also have the vernier scale. The one on top is the main scale. This is the vernier scale. Okay. How do we now measure the diameter or the length of a particular material from this?